It's Matt and Ryan the Button Guy here from the Random Maker, and we are continuing on with our Ryan Learns Tools series.
Yeah, drills. I'm excited.
You already spoiled it, Ryan?
Well, they're right here in front of us.
I guess, okay, I'm not being really
It's
sneaky.
YouTube. They're looking at what we're doing.
Fair. So, what we're going to do today is just go over one of the most uncomplicated tools, and actually that's where I find a lot of people, it's so simple that people kind of dive in. And so, even though I know you know how to use a drill. Like,
I do now. I didn't always.
I know, okay, no, I didn't know at one point either. But my whole point is, if you're asking these questions, don't be embarrassed. I've been asked them a million times before. And hey, even if you're an experienced drill user, you might learn a few things here.
Well, I'm saying I didn't learn how to use it properly until I was 32. That was 10 years ago.
Yep. And unfortunately nowadays, with less and less people having access to a shop, and that's why we started this channel, is to get more people working with these right here. All right, so what I've got here is we've got a drill and an impact drill. Now,
Wait. That's a drill, and that's a impact drill. So these are different things.
they are the same process, different application.
Okay.
So, we're not going to be playing much with the impact today, but what I will say is the impact drill has a lot more torque if you have a rusted bolt and want to get it out. If you need that little more oomph to get something through, the impact drill is for you. Or impact driver is another name for
Or
it.
driver. So really drive it in.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
The one thing I am going to mention is make sure you're using the correct bits with the impact drill, impact driver. I've actually heard both names. And then we've got your regular drill. Now, another big difference is we notice the impact has a collet, it locks in place, and you can only use impact bits, okay? Now, with a regular drill, it has a collet that can accept any type, and you buy your collet on size, so this can accept anything 1/2 inch or smaller. So we can use up to a 1/2 inch drill bit, and even some of our larger drill bits actually have a collet that allows it to fit
Opens.
right in there.
Opens, closes, bigger, smaller.
Yep.
Cool.
And then we used to have to plug these in, but more and more batteries. This is just a battery operated DeWalt. We're not sponsored. Hashtag
Yet. Hashtag yet.
DeWalt. And yeah, so really simple with the drill.
So can I just ask then, cordless drill, and then if I had a drill with a cord, there's no difference, just the battery and the...
Yeah, and the one difference that it's kind of disappearing, so corded, yeah, there's not a big difference on that. The one difference is if it's a corded drill you've inherited, it might have a key that looks something like this. I haven't seen any new drills really with that system.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. I think those are mostly older ones. But...
Yeah, but I just actually, that's a good point. I should bring it up. But with these systems here, they have a driver bit in it, and as soon as you put the right amount of force in, you'll hear it click.
Yeah.
Do not go through that. You can do a lot of damage with these. Just because you're He-Man doesn't mean you need to use it.
Okay.
And yeah, so let's actually move on to how we would use it. Okay, now that we're here, let's talk about drills. We've got our impact drill, impact driver, depending on the naming, and just your standard drill. I know there's proper names, but if you say drill, people think of this.
Cordless drill,
Yeah.
impact drill.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the big difference between the impact and the drill is impacts are meant, they've got more torque, and they actually have a ratcheting mechanism, and it helps break away rust. If you use an impact on a regular drill, no problem. It's just this thing will actually eat stuff.
I noticed here too, a good way to notice if you got an impact or a regular impact is a lot smaller.
Not necessarily
It's a
though.
little guy.
It not necessarily.
No?
No. So the biggest way to tell is the collet. Okay.
This is called a collet.
So in an impact,
Oh, just push it right in there.
and it will not pull out.
Not coming out.
Unless you, there. Now with a regular drill, so it is designed to only use impact bits.
Right.
Now, there are some bits that are non-impact rated that use that standard size, so that's where I'm saying double check. Now,
Be careful, read it.
with the drill on the other hand, there are different sized drills, and that's where the sizing is not always.
Okay. All right.
Because, so this is your standard size. This can only accept up to 1/2 inch. But the nice thing is, even if the drill bit is over 1/2 inch, they actually put the collets in so that you can have bigger sizes.
Smarty pants, I like it.
So now that we've kind of gone through that, let's set Ryan up and let's get going.
I'm ready to drill. Ready to drill.
Now that we're actually ready, what we're going to do is we're going to start. You kind of need a bit. Now, if you're an American, you guys like Phillips. No. Here in Canada, we use the Robinson's bit, which strips less.
A strip less. I like the Phillips though too.
I'm not a big fan of it, but it does have its uses. I'm gonna give that. So I'm gonna give Ryan here this bit. The first step is you wanna put in. Now these impact bits are really nice because they've actually got a mark how far in you wanna put it. Is that a nice big groove in there?
Yeah.
And then what I would do first is, oh, you've already preset it.
I was lucky actually, just where it ended up.
So if you go on the left, it's going to engage. If you go on the right, it's going to disengage. And you want to have it out, or most drill bits have a small notch or just some indicator how far.
Does that look good then?
Yeah, that looks good. So now you're going to give it a little bit of a tighten. And you're going to hear a nice little click. That's not coming out now.
Yeah, that's just ammo. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, these are awesome. When you are setting a drill bit, because of the octagonal size, it self-centers easily. Now, what I've seen with drill bits to actually drill is two of the teeth will grab,
Yeah.
and it'll be in between the two teeth, and so it'll look like it's in.
I've had that happen.
It's not fun, is it?
Usually on one of the skinnier ones, I find it happens. The skinnier ones for sure.
All the
doesn't
time.
quite look like it's there, but maybe it is, and you don't really notice until it's too late.
Yeah. Well, you got to remember, I have to pull out big stuff so it's easy to see on the camera.
We gotta take our time when we're using our
Yes.
drills. Make sure we got it in there properly,
Mhm.
because then if you don't, we're gonna be right back to the safety video.
No more. Now, another thing with drills, if you actually look on here, is we actually have gears.
Oh, the gears. That was another question I was gonna have for you. What is the deal with the gears?
What the gears do is, remember that click when we ratcheted
I clicked it. Yep.
each one of those is a different amount of pressure. Because, so for right now, it's on drive, so it's just gonna go until it's not happy. We've got our first and second gear, and that is your speed.
Yeah.
So, first gear, very fast. Okay, probably that didn't seem like a lot, but it was significantly not under load, slower. And yeah, I know, yeah.
So 2 is slower than 1.
Yes.
Okay.
So what that is, if you're drilling holes, now there are a lot to it, but generally speaking, drilling holes you want fast because you want to clear chips. And when you're doing screws, because just like a car, you want more torque, so you want to slow it down. And then if, for example, let's say you're working on something really expensive and you don't want to strip or break one of the bolts
Don't want to. No.
or screws.
I spent the money. Why would I want to screw it up now?
So what you would do is start to play with your gears so that once it hits a certain pressure, it'll actually stop. Well, it
Stop
won't
for it.
stop. You'll have that click, which means
Tell you to
let go.
slow down. It's going to give you the big warning. Hey, turkey, that's enough.
Exactly. So what I'm gonna do for Ryan here is I'm gonna keep it on 2, and I'm gonna leave it on not ratcheted because we're just putting a screw in. Ryan?
So just normal drive.
Yep, normal drive.
All right.
And so
Set it here.
So I'm gonna show one thing that people tend to do that drives, it's not driving me nuts, it's just you're not doing yourself favors. They take a screw
Mm-hmm.
and then they put it like this.
Well, sure. Who wouldn't do that? That makes perfect sense.
I haven't engaged the drill bit
Oh.
because I actually was putting it at an angle.
Oh, don't do that. But maybe that's not.
So
Maybe that's not okay. What should we do, Matt?
So it's a really common thing I've found. So what I do is I put the screw with my 2 fingers, so I'm actually holding, and then I put down and I let the weight of the drill, because now that's seated, and we've got our little mark, and when I pull the trigger, it's gonna be good. Now another thing, and this is where, how do I say it? It's easier to do something than to show something, is you wanna have your screw perfectly straight. I have seen so many people try and screw like this. Now, it doesn't seem like a lot, but as soon as you've left one of your surface areas, it's now going to skip. So, one more time, 2 fingers, what I've seated in, use the drill, and then hit the button.
Okay. All right, so 2 fingers.
Yeah. And for those of you who say, well, what if you slip and puncture your fingers? Please watch how fast I was going. Straight up and down, boom. And then you want to look with your eye, make sure it's straight, and pull the trigger. Make sure it's nice and straight, and push a little more. So.
I must have screwed up.
Actually, Ryan, you did one of the most common mistakes of all time, which is people tend to dance. So when you are, I know. So I'm gonna go through here. So what you wanna do is
just go. If you're gonna go, just go.
And people try and be, so there's this hard line. You try to be too gentle.
Yeah, I'm a gentle kind of fellow.
Yeah, and so what happened there, and you saw, and everybody saw it when I was showing, it actually went out.
It did exactly what you said it was gonna do. I did not do that on purpose either. But maybe this is actually good. It shows the people that we can show them how to get this thing out of here, and I can try again.
Exactly. It's like we planned it.
We didn't though.
I know, that's the best part. So the nice thing about drills is you can actually reverse them. So on every drill in some manner, there's a button Ryan's gonna press. Now, because we have the screw overhanging, I'm gonna put my weight on the board and Ryan's gonna put the drill up. And one thing I found with reverse is you wanna kind of tap it. And now let her out. Perfect. Now the reason I told him to tap it, I've found if you don't seat with reversing, which is very common, it helps bite in a little bit.
Gotcha.
And then as soon as it's out, let her go.
And
Okay.
then we can put it back in by just pushing the button back the other way.
And let's go right there. 2 fingers, boom, and just let her rip.
Whoa! I let it rip a little too much. Oh my god, this is the biggest screw of my entire life.
And Ryan has put a screw in successfully.
It wasn't the most graceful thing I've ever done.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Ryan. Good job.
We're learning.
And I gave Ryan a very long screw.
It was a really long screw.
And
It's a tough one for beginners.
And I kind of did it a little on purpose because if Ryan can do that in second try,
Second try.
that's not too bad.
And I remember to get it out.
Okay,
And we're done. Right back to square one.
so now let's do the more fun part for people.
Okay.
So we're gonna move on to how to drill a hole. We are here for our last part about using a drill, and that is putting holes in. Yeah, there's
Putting holes in. We're gonna drill a big hole with this big drill bit. It's gonna be pretty sweet.
So step 1, Ryan has to change the collet. So what I would do, Ryan, is put the drill bit down and kind of look at the size and open up the collet by going to the right, but you don't want to open it too much because as I said earlier, if only 2 teeth catch it, it's gonna go off to the side and that's no fun.
I'm just doing a little bit at a time. It looks like I might have hit pay dirt here.
All right, so now he's going to rotate the collet in the left direction.
And I'm also holding the bit and kind of balancing it a little bit so that I don't get that squirrely thing happening.
And also another thing is some drill bits are incredibly brittle. I can't lie, these are the a famous Canadian tool store special, and they're actually really durable because they're made of tool steel, not carbide.
All from
We don't use...
no sponsorships, so that's not a thing. It's fine.
Yeah, but I want to be sponsored.
Hashtag give us a sponsorship.
I'm gonna have to beat that. We're now actually ready to drill. One thing I always like to do is I like to leave a mark exactly because we're just using like a general multi-purpose drill bit. We don't have any spade bits. And before Ryan says, hey, I know what those are.
Yeah.
I've kind of realized throughout this video, we are gonna have a video just on drill bits
Nice.
because there's a lot more to it. Like this, see, this is where these videos are awesome. Somebody who's used these for years, you kind of forget how much knowledge you use without knowing it.
We're gonna use it for sure. I would say we're gonna do the plumbing of my new bathroom.
Future content. Hashtag please sponsor us. What we're gonna do here is I like to mark. Now I'm using a screw. Honestly, it was here. You can use a nail, anything. Poke. And what Ryan's gonna do next is very simple. He is going to line up his drill bit with the hole. Now, you want to put your body in a position that is comfortable so that you can see the drill bit and drill are level. Now, some drills actually have a bubble level. Number 2, as Ryan has his hands on the back there, for those who are not as steady, it is a very good idea. You just don't want to cover these vents. You want to let the drill breathe. And also, if you're using two hands, do not push too much. Remember, slow and steady wins the race.
Little goes a long way.
Exactly. Let the drill bit and the drill do all the work for you. All right, so Ryan's gonna pull the trigger.
I feel like I'm pretty even here now, man.
All right.
I'm gonna go for it.
As you may. Nice and slow, and then you're gonna come up and down. And voila. So another thing I maybe should have mentioned, we actually have our wood clamped down. You always want to have, if you're going to drill, your wood solid and stable so that you're not trying to guess, because a really good important thing is if your material is not stable, you break the drill bit.
Absolutely. Safety goes right back to our first video. Safety first, always.
And again, with safety, there are no dumb questions.
Oh, the only dumb question is the one you didn't ask. So get out there. It's time, guys. Get making.
Oh gosh. If you liked our video,
Like, subscribe, add some comments, ask some questions, get some suggestions. We'll do anything. Anything.
oh gosh.
I'm up for whatever.
This is Matt and Ryan, the button guy from the Random Maker, saying until next time, oh, let's get making.
Get making, guys.